Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're calling in from. And I know we have quite an international crowd today. Welcome to TMA BlueTech's BlueTech Global Connect. I'm Tamara Khan, Program Manager of TMA BlueTech. Our founder president, Michael Jones, usually plays this role, but unfortunately couldn't be with us today, which leaves me with the great pleasure of introducing June's BGC topic, one very close to my heart, seaweed. This edition of BGC, BlueTech Global Connect, is a first because we don't actually have any of our TMA members speaking today, but we're very proud of our international reach and our partners, and those partners played a role in connecting us with some of the wonderful speakers we have today. Great, I see a lot of people still coming in, so excuse the little dings, but I will, before I say that, I'll just introduce the event. Maybe I will skip to this slide very quickly and just take the opportunity to say, as you come in, please mute your microphones, and we ask that if you're not a speaker that you turn off your camera. We've seen a few kind of glitches happen, and while I would love for this video to go viral, I want it to do so for the right reasons. So please turn off your cameras and mute your microphones for the duration of the event if you're not speaking. I do encourage you to use the chat to put your questions in, though, and definitely talk to one another through that. BlueTech Global Connect, we started about over a year ago in April of 2020 when many people had to go online, and it's been going great. We've had over 1,500 people attend our events. We do it on the third Thursday of most months. We've tried to stick to a theme this year of the circular economy. Our goal is to promote innovative BlueTech small and medium enterprises and connect them with people that would want to work with them, whether it be channel partners or distributors, investors, anything that they need to succeed. We're very focused on all things wet. If it's wet, it's blue. So if you are a small or medium company working in BlueTech, feel free to contact us. We'd love to get you an opportunity to speak. Today's agenda, we try to keep it the same each time. We'll have our featured speaker, Sander Vandenberg. He'll introduce the topic, and then each of our speakers will speak for 10 minutes, and we'll follow that with a question and answer session. So again, please use the chat to enter your questions. You don't have to wait till the end of the speaking either. One of our, by way of a little introduction of TMA BlueTech, we have a lot of programs in support of these small and medium companies, and one of those is we are taking a mission this year to ocean business in the UK. Thanks to funding from our strategic partners at the US Department of Commerce, we have just a little left this year to take 8 companies with us to a pavilion at the conference. It's a really good deal. It's about 40% less than you would pay for your small little booth on your own. Plus, we bring a lot of support. You have the support of the other companies and TMA and our partners at the NOC, the National Oceanographic Center in the UK that hosts the event. I encourage you to apply online. In November each year, we have our annual BlueTech Week. This year, our theme is Aqua Optimism, Inclusion, Inspiration, and Innovation. We're going to have some great panels. We're still forming the panels, so if you're interested in speaking, that's another reason to reach out to us. Happy to see where we can showcase you. TMA is a very small team, and historically, it's been so. We're looking for a new executive director, and as I'm stepping down, we're reaching out for a program manager, small company that does a lot of big things. So please reach out to Michael if you're interested, or if you know someone that's interested. This is our general disclaimer. If you can read fast, just to let you know that if investment does come out of this event. We're not taking any responsibility. We just want you to be introduced to these wonderful companies. Also, when you registered for the event, you agreed to join our mailing list. Of course, you can unsubscribe anytime you want, although I don't know why you would, because we send out really great BlueTech insider info. So keep an eye out, check your junk folder, and look at our newsletter. And that's really the gist of my info. I wanted to get us started with Sander, who I really adore. That Sander has real world and research experience. So I'm going to let him take it away. Sander, if you want to go ahead and pull up your slides,
I'll pull up my slides. Yeah, sure. So good morning, good afternoon to all of you from the Netherlands, from a very warm Netherlands. So if you hear some kids splashing in the pool in the background, I mean, I can't forbid them to splash in the pool with these temperatures. So apologies for that. I'll use my short time slot wisely and give you a short introduction to our organization and to the world of seaweeds before we hand over to Helena, who's going to present ALGAplus. So let's move on. So as introduced, my name is Sander van den Burg. I work for Wageningen Economic Research, one of the institutes of Wageningen University and Research in the Netherlands. The university has played an enormously important role in the growth of the agriculture sector globally. And some 15 years ago, we stepped into seaweeds as well. We started with our own small test farm in the Eastern Scheldt region, and 15 years later, we have a bunch of research projects going on, looking into the economics, food safety aspects, the breeding, cultivation, marketing, and many more subjects related to seaweeds. This truly is a global portfolio of projects. So we work in Asia, we work in South America, and we work for public and private sector, sometimes in joint consortia of these organizations. Tamara asked me to briefly introduce seaweeds for those of you who are new to the field. So let me take that opportunity. If we talk about seaweeds, we also use the word macro-algae. Those are the same. There are quite a number of species spread all over the world. Some 12,000 different species are described nowadays, commonly classified in 3 kingdoms, so the red, the green, and the brown algae. And as you will find out in the presentations that follow, the companies, the innovative companies that we have invited to present, they will refer to these kingdoms, to red, green, and brown species. They will also mention names of the different species themselves, so pay attention to that. And if you look at seaweeds in general, some of them are among the fastest growing organisms in the world. Very impressive growth rates for some of the green seaweeds. And when we talk about seaweed agriculture, we typically talk about non-fat agriculture. So this grows in the sea or in tanks, and we don't really add nutrients to that system. So we add systems, ropes, anchors, but no nutrients are added. As of now, the majority of seaweeds are cultivated in Asia, and in other parts of the world, there is a history of wild harvesting of seaweeds and using that seaweeds. And what we've seen over the last years is that seaweed agriculture across the globe gets more attention. So there's seaweed farmers now in America, in Africa, Australia, Europe. It's truly a global development. If we look a bit further into what's happening then, well, apart from the growing number of producers that do produce seaweed nowadays, we also see that seaweeds are taken up in the food market in various ways. So the traditional use here is either for direct consumption, which is common in Asia, or for the production of food thickeners. But now there are way more products. So there's burgers with a mix of meat and seaweeds. There are fully vegetarian seaweed burgers, spices, sea spaghetti. Go ahead. There's plenty. In the last survey in the major Dutch supermarkets found 40 to 50 different seaweed products available nowadays. Apart from that, the food market, we also see an interest in using seaweeds in the cosmetics, pharmaceutical market, fertilizer, bioplastics. So that's really a truly broad range of applications of seaweed foreseen. On a policy level, we see that there's an increasing interest in the sustainability of this seaweed. So the EU organic label is now applicable to seaweeds as well. You can apply for that label and have your seaweed certified as being organic. Similarly, the MSC, ASC organizations have developed a seaweed standard to flag the sustainability of seaweed production. There's a European normalization initiative that aims to develop common standards to describe and classify seaweeds. And in the next year, we'll see the EU algae initiatives, a major policy effort to further develop the European algae sector. Brings me to the last important development, and that's the Safe Seaweed Coalition. This is a global partnership that was initiated by Lloyd's Register Foundation and UN Global Compact, and it seeks to benefit the development of the seaweed sector, addressing the safety issues that every producer might have to deal with. So safety, whether that's from a food safety perspective, an occupational health and safety perspective, or environmental perspective, is a non-competitive issue. We should all work on the safe production of the seaweeds, and that's what the coalition aims to do, bring together actors from across the globe. It's free to join, so have a look at their website and at the link, and that will bring you to the website of this Safe Seaweed Coalition. Brings me to my last slide, contact details. So if you have any questions for me, let me know, send me an email or give me a call, and happy to answer them. Let me, before we move on to Elena's presentation, restate that I welcome the questions. So I will come back to you in the Q&A. Please ask me your questions in the chat, and don't wait until the end of the presentation. It's worth that. So without further ado, let's move on to the next presentation. And I think I can give the floor to
there. I'll pull up some information before we share Elena's. Let's see here. I just wanted to let you know that we have Elena from ALGAplus starting off, and then Tekslo Seaweed will speak next, and the Seaweed Company afterwards. I think I failed to mention that we are recording this event, and it will be on our YouTube channel, so feel free to rewatch the event there later. Elena,
okay,
please go ahead.
Let's see.